What's up guys, back in the lab again today doing a quick instructional video on how to get your stingers onto your screw balls and in your baits. The last one was on how to get your screw balls into the baits. Real quick to recap that, just get your screw ball spring wet before going into the bait. And don't forget to smush that head down a little bit when you're putting it in. Don't just screw it in, kind of push it in with each turn and make sure you're compressing that head down, or else you're going to get a wonky twist up onto the screw, and we don't want that. We want it to look nice and neat. So let's get into how to get the stinger onto your screw ball. Real simple. Every stinger is going to have a split ring. The large, for the 10-inch in this case, the split ring's up front by the swivel. You have your hook on a split ring, and then you have your additional split ring. That's what attaches to your screw ball. Before I went ahead and prepped this one with a rig keeper. It's a real soft metal. You just open up your little loop, put it onto the stinger, and close it. For that, I just use split ring pliers. It's real soft. It's not a weight-bearing piece of the rig, so I made it out of a soft wire so you can open and close it real easily. Just put that on your stinger wire, and that helps keep the stinger up in the belly, keeps everything nice and streamlined. I went ahead and did that before this just to save some time, but we'll take our split ring here. It's going to go onto the bottom eyelet of your screw ball, whichever side the belly is. So you will need a pair of split ring pliers. It's easy as that. Now we're on the screw ball, and we just got to get the hooks in the rig on the bait. Start with the front hook. I'll take and I'll find where it's laying nice and taut. Not tight, but taut. Right about there. And I'll just go in right past the barb. You don't really have to jam that hook the whole way into the bait, because that's going to do more damage when that fish hits and you set the hook and you rip the rigging out. If you're in just past the barb, it just leaves a little hole there, and it's much easier to control that. Next step is our rig keeper. So I'll take it about halfway through that stinger wire, nice and centered, and we just poke that right up in the belly. You should see a nice seam down the middle of the bait. Line it up and poke it on in there. And what that does is that keeps the wire up in the belly. Before I'd fished these for like a year or two, I never used that, and the wire would kind of swing from the belly, and it fished, it was fine, but it's just a lot neater with it up in the belly like that. I think it maybe even helps it run a little better. So once your rig keeper's in, really all you're left to do is get the back hook in, and that's the same as the front hook. I'm going to find where it lays nice and taut, but not too tight. You don't want it dangling, but you don't want it so tight that it's causing a bend in the bait. So I find where that nice sweet spot is. Right about there, and same as the front, just past the barb of the hook into the bait. And there you are, you're all rigged up. Those hooks aren't going to come out. You might pop one out in weeds or on a fish, but you jam it back up in the belly. And if that hook slot ever gets really chewed out, there's an old trick. You take a knife and a blowtorch, heat your knife up, get it real hot, stick it up in that slot so that both sides are bubbling and melting. Pull your knife out, give it a squeeze, and you got a brand new spot to put your hook. It actually will create like a little scar tissue over time, and that burnt plastic will get tougher than the rest, and the hook will stay in kind of better. So a little hack for you there. And for anyone interested, what you're looking at here is the 10-inch Deep Creek perch pattern and the 10-inch Tink pattern. Both are on the 5/8 ounce screwball head in matte black. And your 10-inch has one stinger option. That's the dual 5 hook, or the dual 5/0 option. But yeah guys, this one is all ready to go. Rigging's easy as that. I think a lot of people overthink it. If you're doing it for the first time, I get it. It's overwhelming and confusing, but I promise it gets way easier. It's all muscle memory, just like putting a worm on a hook. You'll get the hang of it. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.